Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. I hope everybody is having a fantastic Monday and it's not too boring and stressful and kind of boo-hoo back to work start of the week. In this video, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be covering some real revealing evidence, in my opinion, that Cardano is actually somewhat being chosen and favoured by the World Economic Forum. We're going to be going over a document that I have just finished reading, published by the World Economic Forum, relating to cryptocurrencies. And in this document, they mention Cardano specifically, really due to its throughput and the capabilities that it has. This is a bullish sign. Why is this a bullish sign? Well, if you understand who the World Economic Forum are, essentially, even whether you're a fan of them or not, these guys are really at the center of the power, because, you know, in the World Economic Forum, and we bring this article, those of you who've been subscribed to me for long enough will be sick to death of showing this, but I think this is an important article because it really shows you the future that we are moving towards in regards to the crypto space. World Economic Forum, blockchain could disrupt 867 trillion in traditional markets, and then it gives you a breakdown. Now, why are the World Economic Forum so relevant? Well, its board members includes European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, Carlyle Group Executive David Rubenstein, and Indian billionaire businessman Mukesh Ambani. Hope I'm saying that right. Guys, these guys are literally at the center of power. When it comes to economics, these guys are about, I mean, Christine Lagarde, the president of the European Central Bank, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, and they are publishing documents quite frequently now about crypto. We covered this article where they essentially said that, look, crypto is going to disrupt this. But we now have a document here that they've just recently published that essentially addresses Cardano specifically by name. I want to share this with you because I think, you know, and we've been giving you regular updates as we've been going through, and we're going to cover the charts in a second. I think some people are getting a little bit fatigued. I honestly believe that right now, by investing in Cardano, you have a similar opportunity that early investors in the .com sort of boom had, or after that in the stocks that came out of it. I think cryptocurrencies are akin in the same sort of opportunities as what you would have had investing in the early sort of internet stocks. So we're going to cover it, guys. Now, here, yesterday we spoke about this. This came out 11 hours ago. Cryptocurrencies can enable global financial inclusion. If you look at what Cardano are doing in Africa, if you look at what they're doing in Ethiopia, and they do have partnerships with Tanzania and other countries within Africa, that's exactly what they're doing. They're onboarding essentially people that aren't already involved in the kind of global financial system. And this is really a large part of what blockchain technology and something like Cardano are trying to do. They're trying to, you know, bring fair financial systems to everybody, and the World Economic Forum can clearly see this, guys. So where do they mention Cardano? Well, this, by the way, it's quite an interesting read to see their perspective of it, to see what the kind of people in charge's perspectives on it. They're bullish. They really are bullish on the crypto space, like myself. And, you know, when we talk about $867 trillion, guys, the entire crypto market right now is worth 1.7. There is a long way to go, ladies and gentlemen. Whether that happens, you know, I'm not saying for 1 second that you're going to accrue $867 trillion worth of value, you know, overnight by the end of the year, but it is going to be a continuous adoption sort of process where, you know, certain sectors are going to get in first and then others are going to follow. And the reason they're going to do that really is because blockchain is the future. You know, it's significantly more efficient. So where do they mention Cardano? Well, throughput and scalability. They mention a number of cryptos that I think some of you might find interesting. The first one that they mention is Algorand in regards to its throughput. Algorand allows for 1,000 transactions per second with a ledger close time approximately 5 seconds. Cardano, it allows for 257 transactions per second. You know, it's really talking, and the fact that they're mentioning these individual projects, we're a fan of Algorand as well. We don't talk about it that much on the channel, but we have mentioned it. Mentions Cardano, mentions XRP, mentions Solana, Stellar, and really, you know, you could kind of have guessed that XRP and Stellar were going to be in here because they're really very focused, and so is Algorand really, in working with the traditional financial system. They're not really focused on disrupting it and kind of taking it over. And Cardano could be used in a similar way. You know, they're very regulatory compliant. They've made sure they've done that. You know, they can do things like onboard identities with wallets, which would mean that, you know, for the sakes of perhaps taxes and you know, you can't just have the United States government, and let's just use them as an example, is never going to allow you to transact completely anonymously, because then how would they keep tabs of who owes what to the tax man and you know, who's buying what? And they want a trackable system, and you know, unless you kind of fight against that, which some currencies are indeed doing, you know, you're going to have to get on board, and that's where you're really going to see a lot of adoption. So the fact that these guys are mentioning Cardano, it is a very interesting read. They cover a number of, you know, running a node. It's quite a comprehensive guide, actually. It even talks about buying crypto, where you can buy crypto, custodying it, etc., etc. But the fact that they mentioned Cardano, I thought was really cool, and it's a real telltale sign. You know, this article yesterday, we related it to Cardano and what they were doing in Africa. It's a real telltale sign of how the future is going to look. And remember who is on the board of, you know, and even in this article, and I'll quickly touch on it, some of the JP Morgan, one of the JP Morgan people is actually, you know, is a reviewer of this. So it's huge. I mean, we know JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley have both came out and said, look, crypto could become a real asset class. We believe it's a real asset class, but the traditional world hasn't really woken up to that yet. Big things are coming, guys. I just want people to get excited. I encourage all of you to go and have a look at this. Cryptocurrencies, a guide to getting started by the World Economic Forum, Global Future Council on Cryptocurrencies. This came out this month. And I think this is huge news. I don't know why people aren't talking about this. I really don't. So right, what we're going to do now, guys, is in yesterday's video, we touched on the fact that we think a reversal for the whole market's coming, in the sense that we are going to see a recovery. We do believe Bitcoin's bottomed out. We do believe, when we looked at the RSI and we looked at the number of shorts, because the shorts were massively outweighing the longs, that is usually a telltale sign that Bitcoin is about to reverse. If you look at the dominance, it says the same thing. And if you look at the RSI, the Relative Strength Index, you can see that every time you get below this level, it is followed with a recovery. And we think that is still on the table. So what does this mean for Cardano? Well, if Bitcoin reverses its trend and stops downtrending and goes back into, you know, making more bullish progression like we think it's going to, because we believe we're in a bull market, Cardano is going to do the same thing and is actually going to outperform Bitcoin. On the RSI with Cardano, in yesterday's video, we said, look, every time you get this kind of double bottom structure, it's akin to a reversal. And we have had that. And we have, you know, you want to be buying in this half of the RSI, sort of below 50. But you can see here, guys, every time you have this double bottom, where you come down, you end up with a reversal. That is absolutely apparent, ladies and gentlemen. And we saw that for Cardano. It's a little tip that we use when we're looking at sort of indicators that might suggest that the market's going to reverse. And right now, you are still downtrending. You've only just broke above your EMA. Bitcoin is going to lead, I believe, and then alts are going to catch up and perform in a higher beta. Cardano today, let's take a quick look, is sat at $1.57. In my opinion, and it is all my opinion, I'm not a financial advisor and none of this is financial advice, but I think, you know, you're still getting Cardano for a steal at these prices. And we've given the $7.50 price prediction for Cardano at the end of this cycle. We still absolutely stand by that. Lots of individuals ask me if I still believe that's going to become a reality. Absolutely, I do. And we made a video not that long ago where we looked at the possibilities of Cardano reaching something like $1 trillion in terms of market cap. Many people out there, and yes, there are a lot of ifs and buts attached with that statement. You know, Cardano at $1 trillion in market cap give you around about a $31 Cardano price. Yes, there are lots of ifs and buts attached to that. There are lots of things that need to be proven in order for that to happen, and things need to go successfully in Cardano's way. But I don't think that's out of the realms of the possibility. I don't think that's out of the realms of possibility in the future. I genuinely believe that, and I do have quite a bit of Cardano, probably about 50% of my Cardano, that even if we get to those $7.50 ranges, I will not be selling. I will be staking it. It's forgotten about, essentially. It's staked. in a number of different pools. And it's going to stay there accruing interest, and I'm holding it for 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line, because I'd have made enough on the other 50% that I do cash out on when the opportunity arises. It's important to take profits, guys, but you know, you can play 2 games at once. You can play the long and the short game. And that's what I'm doing in regards to Cardano. I'm a believer in the project. I'm a believer in Charles. I think he's he's very kind of Steve Jobs-esque of the crypto space. So we think big things are coming, and we're going to be holding for that longer term. So the market seems to be sort of recovering. Does anybody know what happened here with all these dips on a number of exchanges where coins just tanked and then came straight back up? I did try and buy them, but it didn't let me execute on a number of exchanges, so I was a bit good about that. I thought I could be a little bit cheeky. They'd probably take the coins back anyway at some point. So that is really all I have for you in this video, ladies and gentlemen. We think a recovery is on for the crypto market. We've been saying that for a while. We said that Bitcoin had bottomed here. Lots of people were sort of laughing. That's not Bitcoin, that's Cardano. We did say that Bitcoin had essentially bottomed. We still stick with that statement, guys. I do believe that Bitcoin has bottomed. I don't think you're going to go lower than this. I think there is a possibility, you know, you could roll over, you know, if we have the rest of the kind of macro market, like, you know, including the stock market and all other markets, take a downturn, you could see Bitcoin roll over. But ultimately, I do believe you're in a bull run and this is going to continue. This was just a correction that in many respects was needed. You know, if we look at how overextended we were from the EMA on the weekly, we did say long before there was even a pullback, look guys, you know, you're going to have to come back to this at some point. That's just how bull markets work. So I think there's lots of sort of revealing signs. I just thought that was very important. Hopefully you found that interesting. I mean, the World Economic Forum are as big as it gets, guys, when it comes to world economics. And the fact that they're mentioning Cardano in a report specifically, and not only that, they talk about DeFi. They're talking about DeFi quite a lot now. You know, we know that smart contracts are around the corner, which is going to enable DeFi on Cardano. You have a lot to be excited about, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. Please don't take any of this as financial advice. It is all just my opinion, and take it for that. Use this information to help you make your own mind up. Don't just listen to me. Listen to a number of alternative arguments. But ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I'm bullish on Cardano and still accumulating whenever I get the chance. That is all I have for you. I'm going to love and leave you. If you enjoyed the content, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment. Your feedback is crucial to the growth of this channel. And I'm going to see you all, hopefully, on the next YouTube video. So get subscribed, ladies and gentlemen, as we'll be bringing out another Cardano update tomorrow. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Have a great evening. Goodbye.